This thing's actually not that bad. Well, hi there, welcome back to another episode of This Old Range, where we're gonna look at the WeTech GBBR. Wait. This thing is actually not that bad. It's pretty good. Now, keep in mind, I'm only judging this as an out-of-the-box item. I don't factor in upgrades, blah, blah, blah. What can I do with this thing after I buy it, bring it home, and implement it? Let's check out the magazine this thing comes with. This is the TM mag it comes with. Inserts just fine. No real wiggle problems, anything out of the ordinary, which I really like. This is the KWA PTS LM4 magazine. This is not for the new LM4D, this is the currently available one on the market. So you can insert it, but it slides right out. So you actually cannot use the KWA magazines. I like the stock that it comes with. This is more my favorite style. I didn't have any problems really mounting any accessories onto the Picatinny rail. I think that's really gonna be accessory specific, more so than the rail system itself. But I didn't have any, I put this scope on here just fine. I did play with some things, so I mounted like a grip on here and put some sights and stuff on here that I didn't put in the video. It came on and off just fine. No more or less different or hard than mounting any other accessory. So it's kind of par for the course there. The one thing I'm not a huge fan of is the bolt action. It's a little lacking in its sound and its manipulation. So to be really critical, that's my complaint. To be super critical, if I pull this to the rear, lock it, release it, and throw the bolt forward, it doesn't have that same sound that I'm looking for, and this hair in my nose from my mustache is driving me insane. So it does lack a little bit in the bolt area from a realism perspective. So we're gonna measure the trigger pull with this Lyman gauge on the airsoft rifle. 3 pounds, 2.5 ounces. We're gonna use the same gauge to see how close the trigger pull is on my actual rifle lower. This is a Rock River Arms lower with a DPMS Panther trigger kit in there, so it's not a match trigger or anything, it's just factory. 4 pounds, 8.3 ounces. So it's pretty close. So I'm actually aiming at the top right corner just to make sure they hit where I want. No problems trying to find myself on the scope. All right, here's where we are at 100 feet. Here, here, here. So this isn't bad. This is like about a hand at 100 feet. That's acceptable. Without tweaking the hop up, without doing any upgrades. It's doing about a full hand at 100 feet. I like it. Performance-wise, this thing's pretty accurate. I mean, you've seen the range stuff. It's a fun little airsoft rifle, man. I think I paid about low mid threes for this. I think that's what this goes for. It's kind of a competitor with the KWA LM4 series, so I'm gonna be real curious to see how this is sort of different than the new LM4D that I should be getting soon, which is gonna be super great. The only thing I really don't like, but I guess this is really a complaint for GBBRs as a whole, is to upgrade, is to mess with the hop up. You actually have to go in, so you have to take the bolt out basically and go in right above the breech. I guess you could hit that where the breech is without taking it down. It's a huge pain in the butt, especially if you're used to the convenience of AEGs. That's not really a slight on the rifle itself. Maybe that's more just of a, hey, it's one of the things you have to understand when you go from AEG to GBBR. Okay, I can accept that, I suppose, if all rifles are like that. I haven't had a chance to play with the GHK Mod 1s or Mod 2s. I believe it's the Mod 2 I specifically want to get because it has the longer barrel system to it. So the only thing I really don't like about most Airsoft GBBRs as a whole is, for to me, they're too short. I want at least a 16.5 rifle. That's me. I don't want the smaller ones. So to me, this needs to be realistic length as well, which is generally 16.5 inch barrels. Generally. If you're looking at this from the standpoint of using it as like a regular weekend rifle, yeah, sure. I'm sure the upgrades compatibility for all the different parts out there is great. I'm sure this is easily upgradable versus like a KWA LM4, or depending on how ball out you want to go for a GHK. But solid platform, man. It's pretty fun. Took the sights off because I don't really need them for this. Just gonna kind of mess around with some reflexive fire stuff. This is maybe somewhere between 5 and 7 yards. Missed that first one. First one didn't fire. They're breaking out of the barrel. That could be a problem. Some of them are breaking out of the barrel. That could be a problem. During the reflexive fire, there was something going on. I don't know if it's a pressure thing, maybe it's something in the bucking or what, but you just kind of, let's chalk that up to a fluke and let's do some entry drills. Only like 1 or 2 malfunctions. I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna go offhand so you can see the safe to semi transition. So we're just gonna start at high ready, just do 2 rounds on target, but we're gonna transition from safe to semi after each one. Pull the trigger on one, nothing came out. Look, and I locked to the rear on the last shot. I like it. So here's where you can either choose to have this locked to the rear or put it, come on continuous fire mode. But there's no BB in it. So it's continuous fire mode. I really like that feature. What it's really gonna come down to is which is the dominant mid 300s GBBR. Is it going to be the series, or is it going to be the new KWA LM4D series, which I'll hopefully be getting sometime soon? I don't know. Just because I'm a big KWA guy doesn't mean I'm not going to give respect is due. That Tokyo Marui rifle is kind of nice. That's actually a fun little rifle. I would use that as a training rifle. That's a pretty good one. The price is pretty good. That was about I think that cost like $330. Right now on e-bike they're sold out. It's hard to compare it against the GHK because that GHK price, boy, whew, not a lot of guys are going to pick that one up. Hopefully I'll be able to score one of those GHK Mod 2s with the longer barrel, and I'll be able to play with that. Come on, YouTube money. It's a good rifle. You should buy it. Just go buy it. You should buy it. You should buy it.
Caber, who the f*** are you, nerd?